Hi guys, welcome to Miranda Heart to Heart. How is everybody doing today on this Mother's Day? I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves that are mothers. For those who mothers have transitioned, which my sister and I, this is Alika Coe.
Hi.
This is my sister. Our mother passed this year on March 10th. And this has definitely been a different experience for us. This Mother's Day is, even though she's not here, it's still like even more meaningful to us.
Yeah.
Because we just realize and recognize how valuable our mother was to us.
How selfless she was.
How selfless she was.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I mentioned during her service is that in my eyes, she was a true example of Jesus because she sacrificed herself so much. And I don't want to go into details about her story, but just to know that when I think of religion, when I think of Christianity, a true living example here on earth of Jesus was my mom, and that means a lot. So first off, I just want to say Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, ladies. I know you are all somewhere looking wonderful, magnificent, beautiful, vibrant, alive. I know my mom is in heaven shining down on us.
Absolutely.
Watching us do this video.
Absolutely.
We give all praise to God because without him, we are nobody. He has really enlightened us these past few months. This may not be the platform, but I'm gonna talk about it because I am such a real person, and she is too. My sister and I, we went through a lot of years of sibling rivalry,
going at each other's throats
for no particular reason,
right?
Only to really figure out, and it's almost bringing tears to my eyes, but only to figure out that we really like each other.
We don't just like each other, we love each other. Let's get it right.
Really, honestly, that's how stupid, ridiculous it is. You know what I'm saying? And you hear people say, oh, family, we need to get together, in time of people's transition, but there is so much more to life that we've learned about one another just from being back together and reuniting. And we say our mother was selfless because the true story is my mom probably went a great deal of her years wishing that my sister and I and our brother, would get along. And it's sad and it's unfortunate, but you know what? She was a living example. And she, just like Jesus laid down his life for us on that cross, my mother, our mother, laid down her life to protect us, to shield us, to make sure that we get it right the rest of these years. My mother's dying wish for me, as she told, we have another sister.
Brigida.
We love her to death. She was my mother and our mother and grandmother's caregiver. My friend, our other sister, we call her our sister. And what she would always tell Brigida is, my wish for Alika is that she walk closer to Christ. Yeah, I've been obedient to what my mother asked of me. My mother would always tell Brigida, you need to fast and you need to pray at least one day a week. I can sit here and tell you I've been obedient to what my mother has asked of us.
Amen. Praise God.
Amen. Amen. I can sit here and it was so important for my sister and I to sit here and have this conversation with you all. It's just like our Aunt Beatrice said yesterday. She said 6 months into it, She didn't know what she was going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
3 months ago, when my sister asked me to do a video, I didn't know what we were going to talk about. Today, we didn't know what we were going to talk about.
All we knew was we're going to do a Mother's Day tribute.
We're just going to do a Mother's Day tribute.
And then we sat down and was like, what we going to talk about? I mean, there's a lot that we can talk about, but how we going to go about this?
You just started, and you just know that God gives us the grace and the mercy and the confidence and the knowledge to speak words of life and truth out of our mouths, and to share our stories
and bless somebody.
That's it. And hope that we are touching somebody else's heart
and their life.
Yes,
like my Aunt Beatrice said yesterday. She said, my Uncle Anthony said, are you ready? Or she was asked, are you ready? And she said, no, I'm not ready. And he said, well, good. She said, why? Because now God can use you. We oftentimes want to be perfect in everything we do. We allow our pride to get in our way when we're not being perfect. And we are excluding God from our life when our life is not about us, it's about Him.
Because we were created
for His purpose.
Right. But we
in
were
His
created
image.
Perfectly imperfect.
Right there.
Perfectly
imperfect. And so, going through the whole process with my mom, I'm a registered nurse, and I thank God for my work family, because while I was able to be there with my mom, at times not going to work, at times not even receiving a check, because not that I'm not at a hospital, because I'm there around the clock. I'm not getting paid. But I was able to have that quality time with my mom before she transitioned, that I can say I'm thankful to my job for giving me that time. I'm thankful to be able to have had that time with her, because you can't get that back. You can replace a material item, but one thing you can't get back is time. My mom, well, go ahead, Lika, because I'm going on to something else.
Okay. So she's talking about, working and everything. And I can honestly sit here and say, everything that God does, it happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
In July of last year, I tore my rotator cuff and two tendons in my rotator cuff. Was off work. In December, I got a letter from my job that said, we no longer need you. Okay, Lord, what are you trying to show me? What month is this? May. It's May. My doctor released me from April 2nd. My doctor released me to go back to work. I've been looking for a job. I have a whole MBA. If my mother didn't instill anything else in us, she instilled the fear of God in us.
Absolutely.
She definitely always made sure we studied hard.
Yes.
So even if we walk,
education was important to her.
Right. That foundation, like Aunt Beatrice said.
That
foundation was set in stone when we were younger.
Yes.
When she used to sit down and make us recite the 23rd Psalm and learn those biblical verses like we were supposed to learn them. Just train a child up and they will find their way right back where they are supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And I thank God for allowing me to be able to understand, even though my job let me go on February the 4th, and prior to when my mother had to go to her doctor's appointments and things, God allowed me the opportunity to be right there with her and for her. Just like my sister said, we was tag team. You at the hospital tonight? Tag, you in?
Yep.
You in? All right, I'm out. A lot of stress, a lot of strain. If you would have told us February 4th when we took our mother to the hospital and they directly admitted her, and you'd have told us a month later that was all the time that we were going to get with our mother,
we probably wouldn't have took her to the hospital. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna start there.
we probably wouldn't have.
We wouldn't have. But then we have to think about the quality of life.
That's it.
We're not going to go into her business.
Yes.
But then we have to take the self out of it.
That's it. And be obedient to
and
God.
be obedient to God.
So selflessly, she gave herself to us, for us. And
she even held on.
that's it.
She even held on because she went unresponsive for a whole week. My sister and I, we had a little spat at the hospital. Our brother told us to shut up.
Hey,
and then check both of us. We both got quiet. We both sit there like
two little schoolgirls.
Okay.
on the bench like daddy was in charge and y'all in trouble.
I'm gonna tell both of y'all a little something because I've been watching y'all before y'all was watching me. Ain't that what he said?
He said.
Okay, so I told my mom, I told her, I said, Mom, don't worry about us. I said, we gonna be okay. I said, me and Alika, don't worry about us when we get into it. God gonna tell us to shut up like he did the other day. I said, what this world has to offer you is nothing compared to what God has for you on the other side. And I meant that. And I just want to tell you that I told her that Saturday, March 9th, about 8 o'clock at night. And what time was it? About 7:43 Sunday morning. 7:43 Sunday morning, she transitioned to be with God. She deserved it. My mom went through hell and hot water in this life. Starting with being, and like I said, I'm going to tell her a full story, but I'm going to give you a glimpse of it. I'm going to give you a glimpse of it. She was a triplet. And the other two died at birth. My grandma, she was popping babies out. She was popping them out. Twins, triplets. She was popping them out.
Yo,
so let me tell you,
I'm glad I missed that boat.
I'm glad I missed that boat too. I don't know if I can do. Let me be quiet because I still want one more and I don't want to jinx myself. Okay, let me be quiet. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. But anyway, she was a triplet, and the other two died at birth. If you think about that, what does that do to the emotional psyche of a person? You are being groomed, developed in the womb together, and all of a sudden you're separated, not just from one but two. What does that do to the person? What do they carry with them, and don't even realize it unconsciously? Just to start there, and just different things that my mom went through in life, but she still managed to find joy in even the simple things, which is more important than anything. She found joy in her children. She found joy in her children's accomplishments. She found joy in her grandchildren. She loved her children and she loved her grandchildren even more.
She loved those grandbabies.
Oh my goodness.
Honey.
My daughters called my mama mama.
All of our kids.
Yeah, all of mama.
All of our kids.
Mama.
It's not grandma. It's not
Nana.
Nana. It's mama. And maybe it may stem from us being young moms when we had our kids, but at the end, and our children heard us calling her mama, but at the end of the day, she was mama, mama, mama. And my daughter.
Before you read that, talk about during the services when you said, can all my friends raise their hand?
Yes, all of our friends raised their hands, who our mother has been an additional mom to them. So many of our friends.
When those hands went up, those that didn't even know who all was our friends versus family was just amazed.
In awe. Like, wow. Because at some point, our mother either kept y'all's kids,
or when they came over, because we in the Metal Gear go out for Expo Classic, whatever it was, to hang out. My mom took time to give you conversation.
Yep.
She took time to minister to your spirit. Ooh. She took time if you was going through something. My mom was one of those people that if you hurt, she's hurt. Mm-hmm. You're not hurting by yourself. She's hurt. Whatever you feeling, she felt it too.
That's right. And she was so spiritually connected that she could feel it.
She could feel it.
She could feel it. She literally could feel it. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna move on for a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna read this poem that my daughter wrote for her that we didn't get to do during the service. And it's so simple, it's so basic, but the genuineness in the poem is the cuteness of it. So it says, your eggs, world class, your heart made of glass, broken many times in the game of life. God took your glass, every shard, and with it, he created the mosaic of you, of us, of your legacy. My daughter wrote this poem.
Yes.
Straight from her heart. And
yes.
every ounce, every word of
yes.
it speaks volumes about my mother. The eggs. All of these grandkids walk around here talking about how wonderful and fluffy she made her eggs. Just her pure, just the pureness in her soul resonates in their minds,
their hearts,
and their own spirits. You know, we may not have always gone to church all of our lives, but we started in the church. We were uprooted in the church, and it was always taught to us. And no matter what, we could call and say, "Mom, I need a stick of butter." Well, you know Jesus, baby. Yep, Mom. All while we trying to rush her off the phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not knowing, but in the back of our minds, what she's saying to us really made a lot of sense. And we just sit back and we just thank God every day.
We thank God for her life. We thank God for the example that she was to us. We thank God for her love when she was going through a period where she was struggling with it herself. She still was able to show us what love was.
Yes.
What love was.
Yeah.
She showed us what forgiveness is.
Oh.
She showed us what I will sacrifice my life for you, not just in death, but I will sacrifice my life for you to make sure you do what you need to do. A mother's love
is unconditional.
It's unconditional. It's uncomparable, because what your definition of your mother's love is different from the next, but it's still love.
And no matter, and when I say no matter what you think, your parent, mom, dad, doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what you think your parent did to you, whether it was right or wrong, your mom laid down to have you. That means that at some point she loved you, she still loves you. Your parents love you. We oftentimes get it confused.
When they are going through and you experience something because of what they're going through, we get it confused of they don't love me. But you gotta step outside of yourself and place yourself in the position that they were in, or they are in, or you know, whatever the case may be,
because you don't understand
what they go through.
We don't understand the hurt and the turmoil that people go through. You know, my daughter made a comment to me a couple of weeks ago, and she said, because I told her, excuse me, I'm a little rough around the edges sometimes. So she wasn't doing what I asked her to do, and she was going to walk out the door. I said, you better not walk out that door. I'm going to throat punch you.
She said, throat punch you?
And she said, Mom, what are you talking to me like that for? Your dad never talked to you like that. I said, you don't know my life story, baby. You only know a glimpse of it. Until you walk a mile in my shoes, you don't know my life story. But I apologized to my daughter, because at that moment in her life, she said, Mommy, what she was crying out to me saying is, Mommy, I'm sensitive. Mommy, that hurt my feelings. So I had to woman up and I had to say, Chrislyn, I'm sorry. I apologize. See that? See that? I'm sorry. I apologize. See? There was no but to go with it, because when you apologize, There is not a but. There is not a however. There's not a if, a and.
You just owned up to
own
it.
That. It's I. I own that.
And you know what? And you bring up a really good point, because during the trip to Miami, I had to do the same thing. I needed to be reminded of that, and the importance of taking ownership for what you do. You can't control what other people do. You can only be responsible for yourself. And when you do things that are not right, you need to be able to take responsibility and ownership for your actions. Don't make excuses. It doesn't matter the reason why. Take responsibility for what you do.
And when you take responsibility for what you do, the love genuinely is reciprocated if the person receives it. Let me say this.
They have to be willing, but that's not up to you. That's up to them.
Let me say this. Sometimes people show us their true colors. Because if you're my friend, my sister, and not my enemy, you're going to treat me like your sister and not your footstool. You're going to receive my apology in love.
Because what was done wasn't out of love.
Yeah.
It was for something else.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes
when you're going through, emotions can get the best of you.
And sometimes
And you need the people that really love you and really support you to say, this is not you. I'm going to need you to correct that. And let's bring it back together again.
we got an awesome sisterhood that surrounds us. The foundations of your friends that have been your friends for 20 plus years. My friends that have been my friends for 20 plus years. And sometimes we stray away. But at the end of the day, even though we stray away from one another,
when we come back together,
when you come back together, it's just like nothing ever happened.
right?
No matter what we go through, no matter where we are in life, we have to own what we do
And move forward.
and move forward. And I just want to say a quick thank you to the heavens above, to our mother for leaving us her mother. Our grandmother celebrated
93 years of life.
on May the 9th.
And one of the things she mentioned recently is, thank you, Jonetta, that's my mom's name, for leaving me this family.
Yes, that is like the most beautiful, sweetest thing that your 93-year-old grandmother could say to you. Like,
Yes.
She really enjoyed the women's luncheon for Sisters with Sisters.
Sisters Inspiring Sisters. So check us out on Facebook, Sisters Inspiring Sisters, and then also our group Love You More. I have been posting videos that we do every other Sunday. We didn't do one this Sunday, but we will next Sunday. Check us out on Facebook, Sisters Inspiring Sisters. Check us out in the Love You More group. Give me just a second. Are we getting ready to wrap it up and have you sing something, Linka? We'll see, Clarissa. Turn it down or turn it off. And so I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. I greatly appreciate your support. I want to thank you for staying tuned with me. Please share my videos. If there's a video that you like, I've done multiple. I've done videos on cheating, stress management. There's just an array of videos on this channel. If there's a video that you like, please don't hesitate to share on your social media. Help me promote my channel, y'all. And on this Mother's Day, I am just so thankful. I've shed tears, but then I've also praised God. God is your source of comfort in times of sadness and sorrow. He is your source of peace when you are going through trials and tribulations. There has not been one prayer that I can think of that God hasn't answered. Honestly, He may not always answer the way you would envision, because
Or
my
when you
prayer
want
was, God, give my mom life back. And then I said, well, maybe I should have said on this side. But her peace, she's at peace now. God has answered every prayer that I've asked. And I thank God for that. Regardless of how I may feel sometimes because of this, I just thank God for being who He is. I thank God for allowing the people that are around me to be in my life.
Yes.
And I thank God for the ones that have been in my life and transitioned or moved on to the next place in their life and their journey. I thank God for every person that I've came in contact with.
Sometimes that's what we have to do.
What we singing, Lincoln? What you singing? I ain't singing
This
nothing.
child over here, she is forever
Absolutely.
trying to get me to sing.
Because I'm a brat.
I'll do the best I can for you. At
She's
this
got a beautiful
moment.
voice. Wait till y'all. Let's bring it.
I'm gonna do a cappella. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart is torn to pieces. It's my offering. Take me to the King. Truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray, but where are you? I'm all churched out, hurt and abused. I can't fake what's left to do. Truth is, I'm weak. No strength to fight, no tears to cry, even if I try. But still my soul refuses to die. One touch will change my life. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart is torn to pieces, and it's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and sing to you this song. Please take me to the King. Truth is, it's time to stop playing these games. We need a word for the people's pain. So let's speak right now. Let it fall like rain. We're desperate. We're chasing after you. So when I say we're chasing after you, Lord, we're chasing after you.
Amen.
If our hearts are pure and our minds are clear,
Absolutely.
and we look to the heavens above and we lean on God and not into our own temptation, He will see us through any and everything,
Every situation.
that we are going through in life. No matter if you think there's strife in your life, pain, happiness,
Sadness,
sorrow,
struggle.
brokenness, He loves us.
He
And
loves
He
us.
wants us to know that He's right there for us.
Always.
And whether you dwell in the house of the Lord or not, it's just like Hypnotic said yesterday. my walk and your walk are 50 different things. How you got there, how we got there, how I got there, and how we are getting there, all different. But when we lean and we trust
in the Lord with all thine heart,
Mm-hmm.
and lean not unto your own understanding.
you're going to get it right. You're going to get it right. So on that day, you're going to get it right. On that note, you'll get it right. And what I want to tell you is, Happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to you.
And on that note, we'll stop here. Happy Mother's Day to you all. God bless you.
God bless you all.